Hey Cancer, this is Michael with your general reading for December 2020. Hello and welcome to the end of the year, and happy holidays to those of you who celebrate or observe any of those. Obviously this year might be a bit different for the vast majority of us, and there are also a lot of things astrologically that are quite unprecedented as well. So I will be talking about the transits and aspects as we are pulling cards for you. In some of the readings I was doing a dedicated astrology report right at the beginning, but it just proved to make them too long, and even after I switched things up, they have still been coming out around the 30-minute mark. So this might be a long one. I highly recommend that you brew yourself a cup of tea or maybe get a snack, and we'll all kind of circle in together here because we're in for a wild ride this month. Before we dive into all of that though, I do just want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. All of that does help this channel to grow. It allows me to keep doing this incredible work, and I have just loved being on this journey and having you all join me. It's been such a gift. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do have all of my links in the description box down below if you're looking for a personal reading or Reiki session or feel called to make a donation. That's always appreciated as well. I do also have the astrology blog linked down below that lists out all of these dates I will be referencing throughout this reading, as well as other aspects and transits I won't remember or won't be able to put into this specific video. For you specifically, it is also really important to track what the moon is doing. So it never hurts as a Cancer to kind of just look up, where is the moon today? What sign is it in? What aspects is it forming? I don't actually do that on my website or in my blog because the moon is constantly changing signs every 2 days. It's a 28-day cycle for the moon to go completely around the zodiac. But it is important for you to kind of keep track, just as a friendly FYI, as a Cancer, you might want to do that. And I think, I do think I'm going to be offering a sale towards the end of the month, towards New Year, or when we hit that 50,000 mark. We've been hovering around it for quite some time. It's definitely been a slow year for a lot of people on YouTube, not just myself, but I have certainly felt it, especially being in my Saturn return. It's been a slow, steady year. I've really been focusing on my clients, and I just trust that's the work I was supposed to be doing, but I am going to be making some changes to this channel as well. So if you want to be sure to stay on my radar to hear about all the things I'm doing, whether that's giveaways, sales, or changes to this channel, new content that I'll be putting out, I highly recommend that you follow me or subscribe and follow me on my other social media as well, because I post all of my updates and announcements everywhere just so people can see them, just to make sure I don't miss out on anybody who is interested. And it, again, helps this channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Is there anything else? I feel like that's it. You're the last video, so I'm sorry if I'm just a little bit scrambled for this part. Once I get into the cards, I'll get into the flow. So I'm actually going to start shuffling for you. What are the messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of December? What are the messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And as I'm kind of shuffling here, I think a good place for us to start, which I've been doing for the other signs, is actually talking about the eclipse that we had at the end of November, on November 30th. It was in the sign of Gemini. It was a full moon. And because we have these eclipses, the energy of these lunar phases are amplified almost 3 times, triple-fold. Is the way some astrologers think of this, and their impacts can be very long-lasting. It almost signifies a turning of a chapter. And for you, with this full moon eclipse in the sign of Gemini, this was actually revealing a lot of your subconscious. Maybe there was a big spiritual awakening that happened for some of you right towards the end of the month, or it's going to happen for you at the beginning of December. And it's allowing you to kind of see things that you ordinarily wouldn't be able to see. And that could be psychically, that could also be things in yourself or in other people. It's a very illuminated time for you. And with Neptune in the sign of Pisces, and even with this, a lot of the planets still in Scorpio throughout December, there is a lot of intuitive energy that you can access. And it is actually working very well with your sign specifically. Interesting. I do have a couple cards on the table here already. I'm going to go back to shuffling in just a moment. But we have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. There could be some unexpected money or stability coming your way, some unexpected help or assistance from the universe, maybe coming through a friend or a family member. Some of you may be moving forward or moving towards something that is going to bear fruit for you. I do just want to say some of you might be getting a pregnancy announcement, that someone in your life could be announcing that they are pregnant. Perhaps it's you. If you've been trying to get pregnant, that could be a good sign for some of you. We do also have the Seven of Swords. That's interesting, because I was talking about you seeing things in other people, being able to read other people really well. That could be a psychic thing. It could also just be that you're really noticing things that you didn't notice before. There's someone you're feeling pretty suspicious of and maybe guarded of. Maybe we'll get a sense of who this is. Four of Wands. I almost feel like this is actually connected to this assistance from somebody. Something might feel too good to be true, or you're really hesitant to accept help from somebody. Because I do see this Four of Wands, and this does make me think, Cancer, that you actually are excelling or advancing in something in your life. There is something to celebrate, and it feels like it's either happening suddenly or after a long time of nothing happen, something finally occurs for you, something finally shifts. But there's this sense of distrust, which I want to clarify here. Why is the Seven of Swords here? I almost said Nine of Swords, which is interesting, because that is about worry, that is about anxiety. The High Priestess. You are like a lie detector in the first part of this month. I don't want to tell you these things and make you paranoid and make you distrust the people around you. You'll know if someone is not being forthcoming with you, or maybe someone is trying to hide something from you. This doesn't even have to be negative. Maybe you're like picking up someone is pregnant. Again, general reading, that's really, really specific. I don't expect that to apply to most of you. But I have this feeling, some of you, one of you out there, you're just gonna know. And there's this celebration. That's really, really cute and interesting. Let's pull one more card to clarify. We'll go to an animal card, and then we'll talk about the second half of the month in just a moment, where all of this is leading. We do have a Sagittarius new moon, and that is the total eclipse, this whole solar eclipse on December 14th. And again, whenever the moon is doing something, it impacts you significantly. So these eclipses are always going to be extra special or extra significant to you, Cancer, being ruled by the moon. And with this being in the sign of Sagittarius, where does that land for you? That is your 6th house, your house of routine, your house of health. Some of you really do need to take that to the next level. Because there's a lot of growth that could be happening for you, and it could actually be opening you up spiritually and psychically. That might sound strange, but our bodies are our vessels. And with the 6th house, 12th house axis, whenever you're talking about one house, you're actually talking about the other. Same thing with the sign. When you talk about one, you always have to talk about the opposite. In order to have this healthy spiritual life, you do need to take care of your health. You do need to have good routines. That's why so much of spirituality is about wellness and self-care and ways that we can take care of ourselves and be productive. There's a lot of overlap between self-help and career development as well, and spirituality. There's kind of that trifecta. So however that makes sense for you, whatever routine means for you, in the month of December, it's a really good time to start a new regimen, or to really commit yourself to your wellness, to your health. Some of you might actually feel like a bit off kilter because of that eclipse we had in Gemini. It can kind of be a crazy energy, the moon in Gemini. I know it did not land with me and my natal chart very well. My astrological placements were really slammed by it, actually, and I feel like I'm finally back in my flow, to be honest with you. It was a hard few days. These readings are coming out late for that reason. And just today I was able to do like 7 of these, so great. I do actually think the moon is currently in your sign, or it's leaving it and going into Leo, which would make sense for me. But yeah, I feel like it's important for you to really have a good routine. Even though there's some celebration here, still take care of yourself, don't overindulge. We do also have the Daughter of Swords, kind of clarifying this 4 of Wands. Some of you could be learning about something. This is really specific. Some of you might be finishing a class and you're on track to graduate or something like that. I could see it. But again, I look at the Page of Swords as a messenger. Some of you are getting really, really good news, and if someone's trying to keep a secret, they're not going to be able to keep it. It could be a surprise that you are catching. It actually does feel positive. That is interesting. But again, you'll kind of know. You'll just be able to intuit what this thing that one person or people in your life are hiding. Really, really interesting. And, you know, if this is the reverse, if you're trying to hide something from other people, I think they're going to find out. I'm just saying that now, so you may as well be honest, you may as well come clean. The Snake card. Interesting. So this is sort of your advice for the first part of this month. There could be cycles that you are shedding. That could be that graduation sort of energy I was getting, or the completion of something, seeing something to the end, this advancement. But there is this very big spiritual energy, this spiritual download that some of you are receiving. And I'm thinking of December 6th actually could be a significant date for you as well, with Venus in Scorpio trining Neptune in Pisces. We do also have, I feel like there's something else that's happening. I actually do have my astrology blog pulled up right now, so I'm glancing over. Venus in Scorpio, sextile Pluto in Capricorn on December 10th? No, I don't think that's it. Around the 6th, there could be a lot of intuition or spiritual downloads that you are receiving, so stay open to that, do some meditation. Even if you don't receive it on that day and you feel like you don't have to worry if you miss your chance. You just need to meditate, you just need to center yourself, connect spiritually. Those messages are going to be waiting for you. It's like a voicemail. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to miss it. Although for some of you, there could be this time-sensitive thing where you do need to connect to your intuition more, because if someone is hiding something from you, it might be good to know about it ahead of time. I will just leave you with that for the first part of the month. I don't want to freak any of you out or make you paranoid again. Trust your intuition. But that's really interesting. It might also feel like someone is kind of coming to you after they see some success that you've had. I could also see that, and you sense their intention isn't pure with you. Somebody might want a slice of the pie, so to speak. Could be an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Could also be, this is actually your energy, the High Priestess. Could also be a Pisces, though, too. I could see that. And as I say that, the Hanged Man falls out. This is a Pisces card. Some of you really could be having a lot of prophetic visions or inclinations this month, which is really, really interesting. And I think this has a lot to do with this Gemini full moon energy that we experienced at the end of November. Something could be activating for you. But even with all this water energy that we are in, trining with your Cancer energy, and trining with each other, there could even be a grand trine for some of you. There's a lot of intuition, and you might be pausing and reconsidering things in the second half of the month. We also have a very significant aspect. Many of you have probably heard at this point of the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. This is happening on December 21st, just days after Saturn and Jupiter enter the sign of Aquarius. They will be coming together at the 0 degree. That's what a conjunction is. It just means the planets are right next to each other. They're right on top of each other. And for you, that Aquarian energy, where is that? That is your 8th house. So some of you could be taking a relationship to the next level. There could be this thing with a will. There could be this thing with inheritance. Maybe that's this money thing I'm picking up on. The 8th house is really, really interesting because it's all about transformation, secrets, again. You could be finding out something that really blows your mind, or maybe you're the one dropping a truth bomb around that time. Interesting. Yeah, the 8th house energy is honestly pretty elusive to me. I always struggle to articulate what it's about, which is interesting because it usually is the stuff we don't talk about. It's death, it's rebirth, it's sex, it's power, it's transformation. Not necessarily the lightest conversation topics. But there could be a very profound change or lesson that's happening for you. And with the whole collective at large, this conjunction is so significant because it only happens every 20 years. And for the past 200 years, this conjunction has been occurring in earth signs. This one is the first time it is happening in air signs, and that's going to be for the next 200 years. So it's like we are closing one chapter and entering into a new chapter. Some people are talking about this being the real beginning of the age of Aquarius. I definitely think it's a prelude, if nothing else. And there is this focus going from materialism, industrial revolution, whatever sort of advancements we made with the earth element, it is now going to be happening in the air element. And that looks like communication. It looks like relationships. In Aquarian specifically, it is humanitarian energy as well. So there could be social movements that are happening, especially throughout the next year. We've already touched into that energy, interestingly enough, when Saturn was briefly in Aquarius in the middle of this year, and we are going to be going back to Saturn in Aquarius for the next 2 years. So social movements could be very, very big during that time, and a lot of progress could be happening, but that is often met with resistance. So that's something to keep in mind as well, especially when we're talking about Saturn. There are lessons. And so for you, that there could be some lessons in this 8th house energy, taking a relationship to the next level, sharing your resources, sharing, something very personal with somebody else or with other people. Those are themes and concepts that could really be rocking your world a bit. You do have the devil energy with the Daughter of Wands. I want to say that for some of you, there could be someone we're not quite trusting for a reason. This person could be very impulsive or promiscuous. very focused materially. When I see the Page of Wands, it's kind of the, how shall I say, F-boy energy. I could see that, especially with the Son of Swords, someone who comes in and out of your life. They're there 1 minute, gone the next, then you hear back from them a couple months later out of the blue. Maybe that's something that you're starting to notice as a pattern with somebody. But making this about you, I also see a lot of this energy about you facing your fears. And if there is something that is preventing you from following your passion, you're doing your shadow work. You're letting go of self-limiting beliefs. You're wanting to move forward and make changes in your life with this Son of Swords. And we do actually end off this month, this year really, with a full moon in your sign, Cancer. This is giving you a big boost, a big energy boost. And there could be a lot of change that happens in your life right at the end of the year. It really is like the turning of a chapter in a lot of ways, because we have this great conjunction that's happening. We have these eclipses that are happening. We have this full moon in your sign. There is a lot going on. And there could be unexpected money. Somebody might have actually been keeping money a secret from you. And that's only going to apply to a few of you, but that is coming to mind as well. And again, we have this air sign energy, so some of you are dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I could also see Capricorn energy with the Devil card here. But overall, there's this pausing, there's this waiting, this taking a different perspective at something. That's this Hanged Man energy. And there is a lot that you're supposed to be intuiting. So really reconnecting with your intuition. And you have a lot of power, psychically speaking, with all of this 8th house activation. With this Aquarian energy. And even with Neptune in your 9th house in Pisces, intuitively, you're going to be very powerful for quite some time. You're probably already aware of that. Let's clarify some of these cards, and then we'll pull a last animal card for you, because I am curious. 5 of Swords. Some of you are walking away from somebody. Some of you are walking away from this energy that just is not jiving with you, and maybe this person hasn't even done anything wrong yet. There's just these red flags. This person's kind of like ghosting you and then contacting you, or it just seems like something is off. You can walk away from the situation. And they might try gaslighting you, they might try being like, why, you're crazy, there's nothing going on here, but you know, Cancer, you know. And again, if this is about money, if this is about resources, someone asking for something from you, trying to gain something from you with the 6 of Pentacles that we pulled at the start of the reading, you will know if someone is trying to take advantage of you. Because I actually do see a lot of very positive growth for you. And someone might be trying to capitalize on that energy, either as like an energy vampire, you know, trying to drain something from you or bring you down, or quite literally take something from you, take your resources, drain your resources, and you will know if that is for you. Let's see, let's clarify this Hanged Man. I just pulled, or dropped a bunch of cards. Ooh, the Death card with the 2 of Cups. Some of you could be involved with a Scorpio, and that's what this could be referring to. But to be honest, I feel like some of you are really considering a decision between one thing or the other. If this is a situation where you're in a third party scenario, there's another person involved in whatever capacity, and it's a secret right now, I think someone is going to find out Just want to be honest there. And it could be resulting in the end of a relationship, either with you and somebody else or this person and somebody else. That is a way I could interpret it. That is something that kind of just dropped into my bucket there. But overall, what I feel like this energy actually is for most of you is you are feeling like you need to make this choice. This could be in your own life, making a decision about your path. You're kind of at a fork in the road and you almost need to choose between two things that you love right now, and you know that choosing one is like walking away from the other thing. And you're really taking this decision quite seriously. I don't even know if you're actually going to be making it by the end of this, the end of the year. This could be something that you're deciding to do in January or even further out. But you're ending off this year with kind of an uncomfortable pause, to be honest with you. It might not be the most cozy energy. We don't necessarily love the Hanged Man because it's pausing, it's delaying. It's very 2020, isn't it? And maybe some of you are just waiting to hear back from something, or waiting for the moment to move forward, and that's why there's this delay. But I do feel like you have to choose between two things, two situations, two people, however that makes sense. You're feeling like you need to do that, and maybe you just need to take some time. Kind of as a bit of advice, I do feel like with this full moon in Cancer right at the end of the month, you might have some clarity then. What is the path for you? And maybe you're just supposed to hold off right till the end, or maybe wait until next year, something like that. But that is kind of what I would advise for this situation, especially with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Some of you are really wanting a very serious relationship, or you're bringing your relationship to the next level. There could be a lot of hard lessons in that process, but it's ultimately leading you where you want to go anyway. But I really am seeing this thing about following your intuition, listening to your intuition. You will know. You will know what you're supposed to do. In any and all situations, I feel like by the end of this month. And I do feel that for a lot of you, you are leaving certain things behind, or you're choosing one option over the other with the Five of Swords. There's this walking away, this cutting ties. And it could be with an air sign, it could be with anyone who is kind of this devil energy here that we talked about before. Let's pull one more animal card. I'm going to hope that we finish before the time limit here, but if not, I'll just have to bring these videos together. It's actually pretty clear, the Starfish card. Someone might seem very lovely on the surface and lack a lot of depth. There could be someone who is courting you, or dating you, or even just a friend or family member who is promising you all these beautiful things, and they're just not delivering. Because the Starfish energy is ultimately superficial. And when I think of the Starfish energy, I do also think of something that could be kind of energetically draining. That is definitely something I see, and maybe that's why you're walking away from a person or situation. You need to really protect your energy and really reconnect to yourself, because there's all this self-focus for you right at the end of this month that's going to be very, very significant. Yeah, so you are removing superficial connections in the name of authenticity and advocating for the relationships you really want. So don't be afraid to make some big decisions by the end of this month, or even early into next year. And that's really all the advice I have for you, Cancer. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what your intuition is picking up right now, because I think it's going to be very, very strong this month. I'd love to hear from all of you and how this all lands. I do have all of my links in the description box down below. And if you want to check out some of the other videos, you can check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign, and there is a natal chart calculator in the description box down below that can help you figure that out. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Cancer.